Hi guys, hello and welcome to the first part of the DDX tutorial. Let's jump right into it. Right away we see the Explorer. There's three tabs: Explorer, Publisher to publish record templates, which we'll go over pretty soon, and a wallet, a module wallet. So the very first thing you'll see is a list of records, and we can see that it's on records by this little switch up here. So all of these are records published to the Flow mainnet, and we can see here it's kind of split up. So here is the data in the flow chain if we click that link. So this right here is what it's decoding. We can see these right here in the blue. Most of these are going to be the templates that this record is made up of. So we see that this record right here is made up of registered publishers, and in that template it contains this data, a flow bit44xpub and a name. And then each one should have a signed by and then a pub address. And this is the address that published this right here, which we can go back here. We see FBZ, FBZ. So if we go down a little farther, some more bigger complex templates, we see like right here. See, it's a lot bigger, a lot more flow data. This record contains a basic template, a basic video template, and a payments template. And it shows us who it's signed by, and this one's special because it says it's verified, a verified name. And right here, we can see that there's these two symbols, a Twitter symbol and a Gab symbol. So if we click that, we can see here that this record was published by Amy James, and here is her verification tweet, I guess. And the same thing with the Gab tweet. So we go here, and then there is her verifying herself on Gab. I'll show you later how we do that, but if we can actually go down here, and we see that this record right here is a registered publishers, and so we see someone named Amy James is registering herself into the Open Index protocol. And so what this does is it'll look up record templates that contain registered publishers that are signed by that address, and then it'll verify her using a third-party endpoint, or one of the ones that we built, and blah blah blah, and these little symbols show up. So for the templates that aren't known or hard-coded into the code, which I'll show you later, it's just going to say unknown template, and then you're just going to see some random data right here. Okay, so let's go on to like what a template is. If we go up here and switch it to templates, we see quite a different view. Okay, so each one of these is a template. Each card, it's called template card, and we can view it. Okay, so let's like look at this template card right here. So we see right away that there's a name. So there's a registered platform, a template name, an identifier, and then a description of what this template is. And the most basic level, it's all it is. But if we go deeper into it, oops, right here, we can see that there's this template object that has everything we just said: the friendly name, identifier, and description, and this thing called a file descriptor set. Now what this is this is the encoded data for the fields that this template contains. So if we go here, this is a publish button, we can see that we can now publish a record with certain fields. We see name, HTTP URL, description, blah, 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 blah. All of these come from that file descriptor set, which we build when we want to build a new record, or a record template. So let me go back over that in case that didn't make sense. We create a template by going here, and I can be like template name. I spelled that wrong, but okay, template test is a test template, and I want it to have a name field, favorite foods, and let's say we like multiple foods, so repeated, string is fine, and then enum example. I cannot think of anything. So the cool little trick, I'm going to enums, and then I'm going to be like white, black. And now this will give you the choice to pick either white or black when we go to actually publish the record of that type. We would put our private key in and publish it. And then we'd publish this record with these fields, and what would show up, this would be the friendly name, this would be the description, and then it would generate the identifier and the template name on the back end, which is what this would be. So the name is just TMPL and then the first 8 characters of the transaction ID. So back to here, so you publish a template with the fields you want, then you'd go here, and then when that template shows up in this Explorer, we can now use it and use the fields that we created to publish a record of that type. And then we can get fancy by, let's say I wanted to create my own template, but I wanted to combine multiple templates. So let's say I wanted to combine payments, basic, and file. I can click those through it here, and then I can go down here, and I press extend. So now it's the same thing. I'm going to publish a template. I want to call it extended template. Description, I'm extending basic, file, and payments. And then create extended fields, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd go ahead and I'd publish that, and then it would show up as a template, but now with all of those fields combined. That's a way to elongate templates, I guess, extend them. We can also combine multiple templates. So let's see. Let's say I wanted to publish just payments. That's kind of a big one. Let me do something smaller. Favorite artists. Okay, so we see artist name, favorite track, favorite album, artist website, private key. And then this one right here is food, just favorite track. That's a typo, publish one. Okay, so see this one has 2 fields right here, and we wanted to go back to favorite artist. Now we can publish a record with both those, and now combine those. Now we can publish a record that has 2 templates. And that's how we get this functionality, where, see this record right here is a record that was published with 3 templates. So it's here, basic video, and payments. So to get something like that, we would go up here and be basic, uncheck these, let's see, basic, payments, and then basic video. So we can publish that, and then we fill that out. Oh, whoops, publish record, there we go. And then now we combined all those fields, and now we can publish that and publish a record with multiple templates. So that's pretty much the core of this web app. Create a data type, create a scheme with new record template link, publish it, and then when it shows up in templates, you can create a record of that type. So let's actually do that live right now. So I'll say I want to create a template called I like music, so I'm going to go with music, like track, a music track. Define a music track, and then we want, let's say, like maybe the name of the song, so like song name. We want maybe created by. Let's see. Maybe you have multiple artists. Produced by, and performed by. I'm taking this from Spotify's. You go to credits, the performed by, written by, and produced by. So we'll change that to written by, created by, written by. Okay. And then we need a private key, which I have on me. Oh, take my money over here. Let's hope this one has money. All right, and then I would create and publish it. Let's open up the logs so we can see how we do that. Okay, so we publish it. So we can go here, get the transaction ID, and we'll wait for this to confirm. So when it does confirm and it gets thrown in, which we might have to edit the video a little bit, it'll show up right here. So in the meantime, before it shows up, let me show you a couple ways to get your private key. So one of the biggest things to note that's not obvious at all is that the wallet balance shown right here where my cursor is not the same as this wallet right here. So let me use this mnemonic. Okay, actually, let me show you this. Okay, so this right here is I call it a module wallet, and it's a BIP44 compatible HD multi-wallet, which what you can do is you can generate a mnemonic. So generate one, keep it. Let's say, well, let's copy that down. I'll put it in my notes. And then we'll load it. And what we do is we have access to a flow wallet and a flow testnet wallet. Okay. So this right here, let's see if we can go ahead and look at that. So we have access to the Explorer for the address. What we can do here is this button right here will copy your private key. So what you can do is you can go give someone your address, copy the address, send money to it, and then you can get the private key. And then when you want to go and create a record, you go ahead and just paste that right in there. So that's one way to do it. So if you're wondering where this balance is coming from, it's not from this. This was just thrown in to make it somewhat easy to generate some private keys, to send money to some addresses. But you're going to want to go into the configuration and the config.js, and then you're going to want to enter your private key here. And so what the private key here does is used for getting, displaying a quick balance, and for tipping. So remember how this video had a payments template? Well, let's go check this one out. Load. Okay, it took a while to load, but we're here. Okay, so this is a new view. So we're seeing a video because it contained a video, and we see this little tip button right down here. So we click that, right? So I think now we just tipped the platform. So we sent most of it to ourselves, but we sent 80% of the tip to the person who put the video up, and then 20% to the platform. And that's due to a platform registration split, which we can get into later. So these right here that are below this video are going to be records published by the same person who published the link I clicked on. So we can see that these are all the verified Amy James publisher. So let's go back out and look at something that's not published by Amy James. For instance, whatever this unknown template is. So for most of them, you're going to see this. Because of the way we're creating our own record types and creating our own schemas, it's up to the developer to know what schemas and templates he's working with so that you know what to do and how to display the data you get back from the daemon. So let's actually throw this a refresh. Oh, there is Naked Amy. Okay. Okay, let me point this out then real quick. So we'll see in a second right here. We see, if you know who Amy James is, we see a face of Amy James with shirtless, okay? But what don't we see? We don't see the Twitter or Gab verified logos, and we don't see a verified name here. So, whoops. Okay, so we see that it's we see that this record contains a basic template, a basic video template, and a payments template. The basic template, the title of it says, "I'm a stripper too." Description, "Hey nerds, come check out my blockchain." And so let's click on that, so let's view that. Okay, immediately we can notice that the only other record published by this person is a registered publisher. And we see that she used the name Amy James. So if you know Amy James, it's very likely that you'd believe this might be her. But I'm not going to wait for that to load. Let's go back. Remember that we said down here, we see also it says Amy James, but now we can know it's her because she verified herself. So we know that whoever did or published this is a fake. Or at least it's not the real Amy James as we know it to be right here. So this Amy James, not this Amy James, because there's no verification done. So let's go here and just look and see if my template that I published loaded yet. What did I call it? Like music track? Music track. Alright, cool. So if I wanted to publish, see, song name, Divinity, written by Porter Robinson, produced by Porter Robinson, performed by also Porter Robinson, the OG. And then let's go ahead, copy a private key, and then just to show you in the logs, create and publish. All right, success. So we published a record, song name, blah, blah, blah. And then let's clear that. Now we're back here. And then now it's got to go. Let's see, we'll look at it. Let's look at it in the Explorer. So we got to wait for it to confirm, and then it'll hopefully show up. Not hopefully, but it will show up here. So while we wait for that again, let me go over this little switches down here. So remember I was talking about not verified, verified, okay? This right here is switches whether you want to, it filters out unverified. So if we want to only view verified records, we click that, and now we only see Amy James because she's the only person who verified herself with Twitter and Gab. So let's open it back up to everybody. And let's go back here and let me show you how we can verify ourselves. So if you want to create a publisher, you got to find the registered publisher template. So we can do that a couple ways. We type in, let's say we want to register, let's do register. Register platform, that's not what we want. Register pub. Okay, so we got a couple things. So which one do we choose? Well, we're going to whitelist certain records. So in DDX Lite, you can go to templates at the root and then node and templates. And here I have kept or hard-coded a list of templates that we should or are currently using. So we see we'll scroll down, it's basic template, basic video, basic payments, register. So these right here are the reasons, or is the reason, why we see this basic video, registered publisher. It knows that because I hard-coded the known templates into that JSON file, JavaScript file, whereas it doesn't know this because I didn't hard-code this template and its information into it. So check which ones are known, add your own known templates, and so we see registered publishers. If we want to register a publisher, all registered publishers in OIP. Verified publisher. Let's do registered publisher. So this template 433C. Okay. So let's actually just search for that. Or not. Template. Let's see, registered publisher. Template 443. Where are you? There you are, I guess. Okay. So here, I'll be like, my name is Ryan. I need my private key. And I'm not going to give you an XPub because I don't have one on hand. Actually, that's a lie. I do. Let's use that. All right, right on. Now we're gonna, boom, create and publish. For now, you're gonna have to check the logs for success. You can add your own async handling. All right, cool. So here I am. It's right here, protobuf signed message with my record in there. All right, then what we do now, verified publisher. Okay, so registered publisher, so I need a link to the registered publisher that I just put out, so we'll just copy that link. And then I need a Twitter ID and a Gab ID. And what's this? Let's see. I don't really want to go do my Twitter right now. I'm not going to do that. So what you would do is you would go and you would tweet. Let's actually look what Amy did. So I'll put that on hold for now. Go to records. And we'll go to this. See, where did Amy put her verified, or where is it? Actually, we can just look. We can just search. Okay, well, if I didn't find it right there, we can just search for it. But the Gab ID and the Twitter ID. So let's look at this Twitter ID real quick. 11357. We click this right here. It's this right here, 13357. So this is the Twitter ID that we use, or you would put in that verified record template publisher. Publishing as 208 blah 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 blah. Okay, so you would tag open index proto. I don't think you need this. And then, but you do need this. And what is that? That is a TX ID of, right here, 208EC. Okay, so right here is the registered publisher transaction ID. So this would be, you want to tweet this. If you remember what we just did, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. And this time I'll do it here. Just in case. The homegirl. Okay, let's go here, and we want to publish a registered publisher. And then what was it? It was the AFF, I believe. Let's go back and check. Registered publisher? No, it's 433. Right here. Okay. Holding this. Oh, Ryan. Okay. We'll put my xpub, my priv key. I'm gonna switch that real quick. This one. Okay, cool. Oops, I'm everywhere. All right. Damn, my bad. All right, cool. Back to where we were. Throwing. Why is it not doing that? I messed that up. Oh, that's main address. I should be looking for it. This. Okay. Create and publish. Boom. Okay. So now we take this. All right. This is my registered publisher transaction ID. Everything went through swell. And then I want to be like, yo, let's tweet out. Nope. Go on. Open index protocol. Verifying. Oh, I just realized that I verify myself and you have my private key, and you can probably publish as me. So I don't know that's a good idea, but I won't do it. So what I'll do is this: be like verifying myself as, boom, cool, right? And then I'd publish that, and then I'd discard. I don't need to actually do that. Go back here, and then we'd want to publish a verified publisher. All right, and then that same transaction ID links to the registered publisher record which we published, and a Twitter ID, which I would take if I actually published it. I would take it, put it in there, throw my private key back in there, and then I'd publish it. I'm not going to because this would not be valid. right there because I didn't actually tweet anything. But that's how you would verify yourself. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of it. I'll go back over it really quick just to enforce the idea of what a template is. A template is just, you're just defining your own schema. You're just saying, hey, I want to create a template called samples for Davi, and then description would be like, you see whatever, Cal or whatever stuff, university stuff, and then I'd be like rocks. All right, I'd be like date of rocks, blah 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 blah, and we like rocks. We like, want that to be unsigned integer, blah blah. You can make it repeated or singular. Repeated, all repeated means is that it's going to be an array of that type of data. So it'd be an array of uint32s or just one uint32. So let me show you something I did forget. So remember how we did this verified publisher? Okay, and if we see up here, it says type transaction ID. So we need to provide a TXID. Now, how do you get that? So if I wanted to let's recreate this. So let's verified publisher. Okay, verified publisher, description. It has registered publisher, Twitter ID, Gab ID, and private key. So I'd be like, okay, verified publisher. Let's verify some pubs, and then it had a registration transaction ID. So this is going to link back to the transaction in which we published a record that was registering us as a publisher. Now where does it say TXID? How do we do that? Well, that might be confusing. It's OIP reference. So an OIP ref is a transaction ID to another OIP record. So that's what we want. So you want a transaction ID, the registration transaction ID. And then we want Twitter ID. And then we want a Gab ID. And then we verify publisher, fake, don't use. Okay. And then let's publish that. Boom. Did it go through? Check your console. It did go through. Sweet. So back here, let's go to templates. Let's do a, what is it? Verified publisher. It's going to take a second to show up because it needs to confirm and the blocks. But that's the gist of it. Create a record template, create your data schema, or create it by extending another one. So let's you don't have to create your own. If you want to create a template that has these fields and more, just extend it. So make a template like you would, and by clicking this button, it'll take the fields that this template has and then add on to those. Or extend multiple templates. Okay, so it's like building blocks. Or publish a record using that template. Or publish a record using multiple templates. Create as complex data types as you wish. And then when you're all ready and well to move on, you'll see it in here. Do a quick search. Maybe James. Okay, so let's actually look at some other stuff. Boom. This is me. So this is the first register. This is when I first registered myself as a publisher. And then we see other things that I have published, I guess. Yep, it's looking at my signed by. Cool. That is sweet. Then you can view it's not going to have much data other than the videos because it's all I coded for now. And it won't know templates, just doesn't know templates that it doesn't know. So if I create a template right now, I can't expect this web app to just know what it is. So that is up to the developer creating it to know and define his templates. And that's it for DDX. It's just a very simple and basic viewer for records and templates. Cool little switch to turn off that, softcore. And then get yourself verified, throw out a tweet, just to run over that real quick how to do that. Remember, you want to register publisher. Okay. Oh, see, our template's up. So let's do this real quick. So see, same thing. Register is exactly what we just made a copy of what we just did. So verified publisher, this is the one that we use. This is the one you should use. And how do you know that? Well, go here. F, you go to your known templates. And then we see here, F4. Okay, so now we see, let's use this one and not this one, because this web app doesn't currently know that this exists. If you wanted to create your own app and then switch this out for that, sweet. There's a couple more places you're gonna have to switch it, but that's the gist of it. Okay, so in the next video or section, I will go over kind of the main parts of this, like the building blocks of this app, I guess. As a summary, there's 3 main libraries that were used to build this. OIP React for components, such as this publisher. JSOIP for the daemon API, which is used to get back the records. And OIP protobuf.js, which takes in this data and serializes it into valid protobuf format, which we see here. And with those 3 libraries, you can recreate this whole app in any way you want. It's the core functionality of the app. So let's do that.